Hey, this is Todd from lastlife.co, bringing you a couple of thoughts on Overwatch Xbox versus Overwatch PC. Now, historically, I've always played this game on Xbox, mostly because that's where all my friends have played it. However, recently, I am a bit of a sucker, and I bought the game on PC as well. Now, I kind of knew this game would be better on PC. Blizzard's a PC developer. Console is a way for them to get into another market, but it's very clear from, well, at least just the way this game is played, way competitive is structured, and, you know, the way that the competition modes work, the way professional works, that really their focus is on PC. And that's totally fair enough, because look, to be 100% honest, this game is a hell of a lot better on PC than it is on Xbox. There's a couple of things going into that. The community is a lot better. There's a lot more communication with your teammates. You can tell people where you're going, what you're going to do, even if you don't have a mic set up. Obviously, you should have a mic set up if you want to win your games, but if you don't, you can still communicate quite easily with the text chat. And the other thing as well is that the controls on Xbox, and this is something which I've been struggling with for a little while, but I actually feel like there's a problem with the tracking when you're using an Xbox controller. There's a lot of times when I'll turn and the joystick doesn't respond in the same way as the movement that happens on the screen. Now, this might be a latency issue, this might be a control issue, might be an optimization issue, I'm not quite sure. But obviously that's not the case. With a keyboard and mouse, you've got that accuracy. This is a great time for me to be saying this, as I missed this guy like 30 times, but accuracy becomes much more, not necessarily easy, but at least much more streamlined. It lets me play characters like Widow, which I would never play before. Mostly because the aiming is just too difficult. And part of that might just be I'm not actually as good with an Xbox controller as I like to think I am. But when I compare it to how I'm playing on PC, it really means the game broadens out. Previously, I was only able to play characters which allow multiple opportunities for shooting. You know, someone like McCree, I would never be able to play on Xbox, simply because I don't have the accuracy to be able to play that character well. The other thing as well is the auto-aim is sort of, I don't know, it's not necessarily unforgiving, but it's certainly not that fantastic. And a lot of the time what it does is basically means that you're in its hands as opposed to playing in your own skill. The thing about the game on PC is that it really does just feel like you. Now, that makes a difference because you screw up, then you lose. That's on you. It's not on anyone else. It's not on the controller. It's not on anything to do with the game. It's just to do with you, keyboard, the mouse, and how you're playing. For me, that works really well, and what I've actually found is that I'm a lot better at this game on PC than I was on Xbox, which is not something I was expecting. Historically, I've always been better at the console version of shooters than I have been at the Xbox. The PC version of shooters. I don't really have a great reason for that, except for the fact that, you know, auto-aim's always your friend, and historically I've always played games on console. However, in this case, this game on PC is a hell of a lot of fun. The other thing that I've found is that it looks and runs a lot better. There's a lot more. There's a few issues to do with the way the loot box system works on Xbox, where it constantly freezes for me. I don't know if this is happening to other people, but it's certainly happening to me. This doesn't happen on the PC version of the game at all, which is really nice. I do wish it would run in 21.9. As you can see, this is letterboxed. I don't know how to capture properly in 16.9 on my 21.9 monitor, so we've got a bit of letterboxing going on here, which is, you know, it's just fine, but I do wish it would run in 21.9. I would like to use my fancy 21.9 monitor, and unfortunately this game doesn't yet support that resolution. However, on my GTX 970, I'm running this game in Ultra at full resolution, so which is 1440. Runs beautifully. Haven't had a single issue with the game runs. I'm getting about a steady 70 frames a second almost the whole time. So far, I think what this means is that I will probably mostly keep playing this game on PC, ducking into the Xbox version when I want to play with friends. But, you know, this is just giving me another excuse to try and convince all my mates to get a PC, play the game with me there. If you enjoyed this video, you can like, you can subscribe. Our website is lastlife.co, and we have a podcast called The Last Podcast, or The Last Life Podcast on iTunes. You can have a look there. Thank you, and see you next time.